Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I hope you guys had a good week. A couple weeks ago, the week before Easter, for Sunday school, we did the next habit in our habit series, which was 1 hour of conversation with friends. And so I just wanted to do a quick sort of recap of that and reminder of that. How we've been sort of doing 2 weeks each of these habits. Hopefully, you had a chance to watch that video. If you didn't, I'd encourage you to go back and take a look at it. And if you did get to watch it, hopefully you've been able to think about this a little bit and just consider some of the things that we talked about. As I was thinking about it, it reminded me of a quote from The Lord of the Rings. I know it's in the book. I don't remember if it's in the movies or not. But there's this great quote where Frodo is talking to one of the guys from the Fellowship, and this is what he says. He says, "Most gracious host, it was said to me by Elrond, half elven, that I should find friendship upon the way, secret and unlooked for. Certainly I looked for no friendship as you have shown. To have found it turns evil to great good." Having this kind of friendship that he's experienced turned evil to great good for him. And in some ways, this is what we're talking about in these conversations uh, about uh, uh, about the type of conversation that's possible, right? To create sort of a fellowship around us, a group of people that we trust, that we can share the deepest things about what's going on in our lives. That we can be honest, we can confess our sins, we can talk about our struggles, and as we're honest with each other, as we go through these things together, we experience this type of friendship that turns what the things that make life really hard sometimes into great good, to where we actually enjoy the life that we live, because we're not living it alone. We're living it with people who love us and are walking with us even through the most difficult moments. So when we talked at first, we said essentially friendship is vulnerability over time, and this is what we're hopeful for, right? Friendships, relationships that are not just based on, hey, we like the same sport or we like the same TV shows. Those are important and those are helpful parts of friendship. But ultimately, our deepest friendships, our most life changing friendships, are the ones where we are able to be vulnerable. We're able to be honest with each other, and that as we're able to do that over time, we learn that this is somebody that we can trust, that this is someone that we know has our back. This is someone that we know isn't going to disappear on us just because we're going through a tough time or because we're struggling, but they'll actually enter into the challenges of our life and help us in the midst of them, help to carry us, help to encourage us as we go through those things. This is when you think about the Lord of the Rings, right? This is one of the main themes of these books and these movies. Right? Is this idea of the power of friendship, the power of relationships, that in the context of this group, of this fellowship of people, that they can conquer evil, right? And this is the gift that God gives us. Hopefully, He's given it to you. Hopefully, you're able to experience it. I know I've talked about it. I have it in my life. People that I can trust, people that I know will be there for me. So I wanted to remind you of the three questions that I gave you last time to think about, and just to leave with you. Hopefully, you can think about these even as you think about. And consider the relationships that you have in your life, and whether you have this kind of friendship, this kind of relationship, and what you're doing to cultivate it over time. Right, like the habit talks about, every week to spend an hour in this type of conversation with this type of friend. So we have three questions. One, who can you be completely honest with in your life? Who can you be completely honest with in your life? Two, especially in this disruptive time, how can you make sure you have an hour a week of honest conversation with a friend about how you're doing and what you're struggling with? An honest conversation for an hour with a friend about how you're doing and what you're struggling with. And then three, is there something that you've been hiding that you need to confess to someone? right? These are vital to our own health, to our own flourishing, to our own spiritual life, and they're vital to these kinds of friendships and relationships that we're talking about. So my hope is that you have this type of thing, that you've experienced it. If not, what are you doing to seek it out and to cultivate it? And we'll be praying for you that you can find it.